Hi, this is a Visual Basic student record management system developed using SQLite. Let me show you guys how this works. So here we enter student details. Alright, that's the student number and the course code. We can just pick any of those, and the name of the student, let's say, is Peter Parker. Gender of Parker is male. Age, let's say 23, and address is maybe number 17 Wyman Road. Right, postcode of Parker. Mobile number. And add mass business, biology, and physics. Okay, that's Parker's grade. Then all we just need to do is to click on student result, and right there, that's the table. Okay, so we can even click on the transcript, and there, that's it. That's what we get. That's the transcript, which you can also print out if you want. Yeah, that's it. Okay, close that. And the other thing you can do is you can reset if you want, or delete whatever you want to delete in there. Reset or exit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you straight into Visual Basic Development Environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial of student database management system using SQLite. I'm going to start by clicking on create new project. Okay, I'm going to select Visual Basic and select Windows Forms application. Let's give this project a name. It's going to be VB underscore student underscore SQLite. Let's call it database. Right, and let's save it right away. Save. Okay guys, my form is ready. So what I'm going to do is to change the background color of this form to, it's going to be powdered blue. So let's come right down here. I think there's powdered blue somewhere here, and right there. The next thing is come straight to the toolbox. I need a panel. That is my panel right there, and I'm going to change the color of this very first panel. I'm going to change that to candidate blue, and let's copy this very same panel. Click, hold, and copy, and I will then change the color of the copied one to powdered blue, and drag reduce the size of this copied one, and just drag it, paste it right there in the middle there. Okay, I will now copy this itself across. So let's put this one there, and I'm also going to copy it just below right there. Okay, I've just enhanced the whole appearance, and I will then get back to you guys. Okay, this is how it looks like now, but you see this very one here, this very panel. I'm going to add a data grid. So let's see, there we go. Click on data grid and just draw. Okay, so let's change the back color of this data grid to powdered blue. Come straight to the properties, background color, powdered blue. Let's see here, web. There we go. And the other thing I'm going to need is I need some buttons. Let's grab some buttons here. Yeah, just like that. Let's change the properties of that very button. I'm going to change that to the background. I'm going to change it to candidate blue. That will be for that very button. Let's see. Good. Increase the font size and just copy it across. Alright, let's make that bold. I'm going to enter 14 there, and that's it. So at the same time, I might as well just change the name of that very button to the text on it will become exit, and the name will be BTN exit. There we go. Now copy that across. Right, click and drag. I'm going to need some more. 4 there, maybe 1 and 2. Now let's change the details on this one. So let's say student result, BTN students result. Right, and the text on it will be student result. Take it down. Yeah, this one is going to be transcript. Pin that down. Transcript, and change the other name to transcript. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, now let's enter some labels here, and text box. Click for text box. Right, then I'm going to need one combo box right there. Okay, getting somewhere. Let's copy this across, select it all. Let's move it here, and I'm going to increase the size, the font size on this combo box. Right, I'm going to make that, let's go for 14 as well. Okay, as for the text and the label, I need those ones here, and I'm going to need a couple more. Alright, let's copy this across. Right, and I need about 8 here. Right, and here let me add, I'm going to add a rich text box there. Okay, there. So I'm going to enhance the look of this interface, and I will then get back to you. Okay, like here I'm going to have student ID here, and the text box itself is now going to be known as TXT student ID, just like that. While the next one here is going to be, that will be course code. So let's enter course code there. The combo box is going to be known as CMB course code. Okay, so I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how it looks now, but I'm going to move this aside here and Let's move this in a little bit because we only need the scores for each subject, so let's do that. And here underneath here I'm going to now add something else here. So let's come in here, let's grab a panel, and I'm going to change the color to powder blue. Now I'm going to grab 3 of these, hold on to the control and drag across. Right, so check these ones. This is where we will have our grades. So in here we can grab one of these, just paste it in there and just change that to maybe final results. Final results and ranking, or maybe ranking or whatever. Let's leave that there. Okay, now what we want to do is, yeah, I think that would be all. That would be all. Yeah, maybe just increase the size of the final result a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. We now need to write some codes. Let me start with the exit. Double click on the exit. And right inside the exit here, I'm going to declare variable. Let's say dim I exit as dialog result, and press enter. I exit equals message box dot show. And that will be confirm if you want to exit. Right, let's enter. Let's say student record. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to add a message box icon here, or message box button. Okay, dot yes no, right, and comma message box icon dot, let's say information. You can always use question. Press enter. Now I'm going to use an if statement to validate the selection made by the end user. If I exit equals dialog result dot yes, then application dot exit, right there. So that's my exit taken care of. Now let's come back in here and take care of the reset. Right click or double click on the reset, view code. Okay, let's declare a variable there. I'm going to say dim txt as control. Right, now let's use a for loop for each txt in me.control. This is what I want you to do. Okay, if type of, that will be txt in me.controls. If type of txt is is text box, right? Okay, then let's say txt dot, I can go for clear, right? Clear. Okay, let's say txt dot text then. Dot text equals there. Okay. This is not gonna work because I just remember all of the text box are actually inside the panel 2 right here. So I'm going to change that. Instead of me, that me should become panel.control. Yeah. So have a good look at it. And now let's run it and see how that's going to work. So check that out. And enter whatever here. And here as well. Okay, click. There we go, that's fine. Alright, I'm just gonna add this one to it. So what is the name? What is the name of that? Right, copy that and go right in here, double click and just paste that underneath here. Dot clear. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Those are the lines of code for clear. Now let's add some object for the print. Let's add those ones, get those out of the way. I'm going to need print document, this very one, and print preview. Yeah, 1 and 2. Right, so the print preview, let's see, the document will be document 1. Okay, now what else do I need? Okay, let's take care of the print function. You see this one, I'm going to double click on that, and right in there I'm just going to call the preview, print preview, somewhere here, print preview dialog dot show. That's all. Dot show dialog 1. Right, this should be print preview dialog 1. Okay, that's fine. Now see these documents, so double click on that very document. I'm going to now say e.graphics. Right, and we will want it to draw, and that syntax is going to be RT transcript dot text, comma, the fonts that I intend to use, I'm going to make that, let's go for area. And we say comma 12, and font style, let's say dot, maybe regular. Okay, and here the brush is then going to be, let's say brush, it's going to be black, comma, new point, that will be 0, will be 0, 0. Okay, that's the coordinate where that will be. So the print is fully taken care of. So have a good look at those lines of codes. Alright, okay, let's try out the print. I'm just going to enter whatever here and click on print. There we go, look at that. Okay, print is taken care of. Clear, that's fine. Exit. Yeah. Now, one thing I like to achieve is, you see this text box here, all of these, I will only like them to just accept numbers only, just these ones, and age will be number only, right? And you can just come in here. Okay, let's make mobile phone number only as well. Let's go straight to the properties here, events. So I'm going to go for key press, on key press. Yeah, on key press, I think. Yeah, okay, key press. So let's just say number only. There we go. So just using one event to group all of those numbers together. I'm now going to say if ASCII. So ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange, ASCII.keychar. Okay, it's less than and equals to 8. Then I want the following to happen. Let's say if ASCII again, if ASCII less than 48, or ASCII greater than 50, let's say 57. So in that case, what I want the system to do is e.handle equals true. There. Hopefully that should take care of anyone entering just any characters. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to use on-screen keyboard to check. Okay, so that is working, but we can enter numbers in there. We cannot enter any other value, so that's fine. Okay, so close that. Clear. Right, so we've taken care of that. Now the most important bit, okay, is to create the database. Now I'm going to create a database, so using SQLite browser. So let's see, it's coming up there, guys. I have my SQLite browser. You guys can always copy it. You can always download it online and install it. I will include a link for where you can get the application itself and get it installed. Now let's create a new database. I'm going to go in here, new database. Okay, I want to use these following names, and I'm going to give it a name. Let's just call it student. Yeah, that's fine, and I'm going to save it inside my project folder itself. So let's search for that right here. That's my project folder, so I'm going to click on save. Okay, the editing area is ready, so I'm going to give the table a name. I will just call it student. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to click on add field. The field I want, the first one I want to add will be student ID. And the student ID, I'm just going to make that text, make that my primary key. And okay, create another one. The other one is going to be course code, followed by first name. Let's do that again. That should be course code. Change that to text. The next one here, It's going to be first name. That is text as well. Add another one. I think the next one, let's just grab, I'm going to grab the mobile number. Okay, let's just say, do we really need mobile? No. Student ID and so on. Okay, let's go for add mass, so we can just finish up on time. And the next one is going to be mass, right underneath add mass. Okay, then we have business, and underneath business I have biology. Okay, I'm going to click on OK for now so that I can move this. Okay, yeah. I'll just reduce that kind of. That we can see what we have to do. Okay, let's select and go to modify. Continue. Yes, save. Now the next one. The next one is going to be chemistry. No, that should be chemistry. Right, that's fine. Computing. We have English. Then we have physics. Physics. Now we need the total score. Average. Then finally ranking. In the case of ranking is going to be text. There. The rest of them are just numbers. Okay, that is fine. So that's my database created. I'm going to click on OK, and if you want to modify, you can just click on modify, select it and modify it. So that's fine anyway. Right, my database is completed, so let's save and just exit save. Yeah, it's saved right in there anyway. Okay, I'm going to close that. Okay, let's have a look at the database. Right there, that's the database created, but it's not populated though. Now the next thing I would like to do is, let me exit out of here, and is if you don't have SQL installed on your program, you go to tools. Let's do that first. Go to tools here, and we need now package manager, and just select that. Click on that. Click on the package manager. Okay, this shows up. Okay, manage package for solution. So in there I need SQLite. So let's search for SQLite. There we go. Okay, this is this has about 2.38 million download, and this is about 3.53 million download. I'm going to click on this one. This must be very popular. Select that. Then the next thing is, look at the name of my file there. So I'm going to check that. Once that is checked, everything here is checked. Now just click on install. Yeah, and that is it. It's installing. Okay, saying it's about to make changes to the solution. Click on OK. Yeah, I'm going to click on OK. That's fine. You see that? Installing system data SQL. Alright. Okay, we're done now, so I'm going to close that. I don't need it anymore. So back to my project. So let's double click on the form itself. Double click on the form, and right up here I'm going to import as follows. So right above public, let's say import system dot, okay, that will be data, and that will be dot SQLite. There we go. And that's all there is to that. So I've imported SQLite on board. Okay, now guys that we've imported SQLite, I am now going to go to the form load right here. So what I intend to do on the form load is to connect to my SQL. So I'm going to say dim connect as SQL as new SQLite connection. That would be for connection. SQLite connection. Connection should be there somewhere. There we go. Double click on it. Yeah, that's it. I've imported the one I intend to use. So I'm now going to say dot. Okay, open a bracket, and I now need to use data source is inside. Now let's look for where my data is. I'm going to go to the area where I saved my data. You see it's saved right inside my project called VB Student SQLite database. So double click on that, and right there, that's the student data. Okay, I'm now going to come up here. You see the name of my project, right click on it, and I will then copy address as text. There, I've copied that address. Come back in here, and I'm going to paste that there. Now the name of my project, as we all know, is called student. That's the name of the database. So I'm going to put backslash here and then enter student dot db. That's all. Okay, I've imported the table. Now the next thing I will do is let's open it up. Say this very connect dot open, enter parentheses. I would also declare another variable. This variable will be for the SQL command itself, so I'm going to call that SQL command. So that will be the name of my variable. Okay, and it's more or less like an object. I'm going to say as new SQL command. There we go. So double click on that, and this SQL command, what I want it to do is to connect this my connect. So I'm going to say copy that SQL command, do this for me, dot connection, grant also connection for this my variable called connect. There, that is that done. Now whatever text I have as well, I want the SQL command dot command text, let's say is equals as follows: select all from my database called students. Okay, now the next thing is I want you to read, so I'm going to call that SQL reader. That's another variable, read. So din SQL read as SQL, that will be data read. Yeah, there we go, data reader there. And I will now say this data reader should do the following: SQLite command that I declare here dot execute reader there. Okay, now let's do one more thing. The next thing is I now need the data table. So I'm going to call that SQL data table. Okay, so that is my variable. Let me just call it DT SQL DT. That will stand for my data table. Okay, let's say as new data, as new data table. There we go, just like we have in the other one. Okay, so we have the connection part of it, we have the executor, and then we have data table. All right, so we now say data table. I would like you to load as follows. Okay, I want you to load the reader. Open a bracket, and what do you want me to do? Load up the reader. So SQL read. Right, yeah, it should load up the read. There we go. Now that we've loaded up the read, okay, all of those ones are done. So the next thing is, let's close up SQL reader. Dot close, and I will also close my connector here. Copy that and just paste that here. Dot close. Yeah. Now finally, my data grill, if you guys can still remember, data grill view 1. Okay, dot data source right here, and the data source equals SQLDT, this one, data table, and there we go. That's it. Though if I run it now, you guys won't see anything because I haven't entered any record on my SQL. So let's open that up on the, let's open up the browser. I'm going to open it here. That's it. Let's go to browse. Student ID, course code, CC as a course code, name Tony Montana, add mass, and let's say 78, mass, business 90, biology, chemistry, and just populate that and say computing, English, physics. Okay, let's run the system now and see how it works. There we go, guys. You can see all of the information on the data grid view, and that is that of Tony Montana and some other candidate that have entered their details. All right, so now that we've got the data grid view working, the next thing I would like to do is, when whatever information is entered in here, I would like to be able to click on student result and populate that on the data grid view, and also to be able to click on the transcripts and receive whatever we want, then delete. So we only need to work on those three buttons now. Okay, before we continue with the coding, let's rearrange this interface. So I'm going to select these three and just move it this way. Yeah, something like that, and drag this right about that, and maybe bring this in a little bit here, and maybe this. Let's move this in, something like that. I think that would do. And these two, let's bring them to a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to double click on the form, and let's add something to that very combo box. Okay, right here, right inside form load, I want the combo box to do as follows. So let's say combo and that will be here, course code dot items dot add. Okay, let's say the item is CC 09987. That will be the course code for the combo box. I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's add about 5 more. Yeah. Okay, so let's just change that around. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe one more. Okay, then in total that will be 7 different course code there. Right now, okay, the next thing is, let's come into student result, double click on that, and inside the student result I'm going to declare an array. So I'm just going to call it r equals 15. Let me declare that as an integer. Right. Okay, for this array, let's say r0, array number 0, that will be equals to, by value, I'm going to make that txt addmass.text. I'm using by value just in case if there's nothing entered in here, the value will default to 0. So I'm going to just copy and repeat the same thing for the other 7 subjects. And there we go, the other 7 subjects are now taken care of. Now the next thing I would like to do is, let me come right down here and add up all of these values. So let's say array 8 equals r0 plus r1, correct that. Might as well just copy that, get rid of this, plus r1 paste, paste, and paste. Just change the numbers around, then this will be 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Then we have 6 and 7. So that's 7, and we have 6 here. Right. So that will be added up to get the average. So let's enter a bracket here and come right down here, divide it by 8, because we have 8 subjects in total. The next thing is going to be, let's go for array number 8, array 9, make that 9, change this to 9, and just get rid of this there. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to now do is to assign those arrays. So let's say average of text equals array number 8. Okay, so that is fine because we find the average there. Then let's say total, txt total score dot text equals array number 9. There. Okay, the next thing I like to do in here is to allocate whatever ranking. Let's say if array 9 is less, okay, let's say it's greater than, if it's greater than 700, then let's say if it's greater than and equals to 700, then what I want this system to do is txt ranking dot text equals, that will be first class, right? Else, we're going to copy that. Let's say else if, let's use a nested else if is fine instead of nested ifs. Okay, nested ifs. Else if, let's paste that in there, move this up so that you guys can see it. If it's less than 600, greater than and equals to 600, that will be 21. And the same thing for this, copy. Next one will be for 500. 500 will be 22. No, change that. That's an error. This one, 500. That will be 22. And finally, no, not finally. If it's 400. 400 will be third class, and what about 300? If it's 300 will be certificate of higher education, and let's see if it is less than, let's say less than and equals to 200. If it's less than and equals to 200, and that will be fail there. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to do now that we have this on board, I would now like to add the location of my database. So first of all, let's just comment here out so that there's no error. Right, this is just to determine whatever grade the candidate or the student have. So let's come right down here. Now I'm going to declare as follows. Let's say dim connect as new SQLite connection. Right here, and this SQLite connection is going to be right inside here. Let's find the location of my, let's say, data source, where my database is actually officially located. Let's find that. Alright, so let's come in here. Right here, that's my file, and that's my database. So now hold on to your shift key, right click on your database, and let's select copy path. There we go. Now come right here and just paste. Let me right click and paste so that you see that. Paste. That is the path. That is my path right there. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. Okay. That is the path, and that's the database itself. Everything is copied. That's easy. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, let's say, connect my connect dot. That is supposed to be my instance. Connect dot open. Now let's declare another variable. This other variable is going to be known as SQL command as new SQLite command. SQLite command right there. Double click on that. And SQLite command is going to be equals to SQLite command dot connect. I don't want it all, I just want this, so get rid of that. Okay, equals, say dot connect, dot connection equals connect right there. So come right down a little bit. Now I'm going to now use this SQL command dot command text. And what text do I want? I would like it to use to insert into student. That is my database now. Alright, so let's enter the fields. So the first field is going to be student ID, and let's enter a column there, then followed by course code. Yeah, and the other fields. There we go. Now what I want to do here now is I'm going to come right here. Let's say we have the following value, and those values I'm going to put them all inside, or those values should be inside. Let's say add record. So the very first record, that would be student ID, this very one. So the second record, copy that and just maybe just copy this, put a comma there. Number 2, okay, and number 3, record 3, record 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, so 8, and just bring it down. Let's bring it down from here. Right, so we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have up to 15 that I intend to use, so my parameters will be up to 15, so that is fine. So let's close this here. Right, so right underneath here we now want the SQL command itself to add the following parameters. So let's say dot parameters dot add with value. There we go. And what do you want me to add with value? I want you to add the very first, that very one, record 1, comma, and the record 1 is what? Comma is going to be txt Okay, let's get student ID dot text. So I've just added the very first one. So now I'm going to copy this. Let's copy it and add 15 or 14 of those now. Just change the names around. And the next one is going to be course code. CMD course code.text. Now followed by first name. We have surname next. And so on. So let's speed that up. Alright, this is how it looks like now, and I've also changed the numbers. Okay, now one other thing that we need to do is we need to then close it. Let's say connect dot close. What else do we need to do? Let's say SQL command dot execute as follows. Right there, execute non-query, enter parenthesis. Now finally I would then like to call, let me invoke my form. It's a me.activate. When I say me.activate, I'm actually talking to the form itself. There we go. Yeah. Supposing we add a message box here, just to validate the fact that something is added. So I can then say message box dot show the following. So I can then say student record updated. Right, and come right down here, comma, student, that's the name, record. And the other thing, let's add another parameter there, and that's going to be message box button dot OK, and one more, comma, message box icon dot information. There. Okay, that's it. So let's have a good look at it before I continue with the rest. Right, so I'm going to now run it. Let's just run the program and you guys see how it looks like. These are the lines of code for the student result. Here, that will just calculate whatever value I have. Okay, see that? If I decide to comment this out, let's say I comment the execute out, look at what's going to happen. Let's run it now. There we go. I've already entered some other data on the database itself, but let's enter something here. I just want you guys to see what's going to happen. And here we have the course code. Let's select and the name of the student. Let's say Sally. This is stylish stone. Here, female. Age maybe 21. Address 15 highway. Okay. Code and mobile phone of Sally and score. Okay. Precision biology and right. So if I click on student results, what you will see is you will get the total, average, and the ranking. There we go. Look at that. Sally is actually 62% overall. There. Okay. So I should be able to click on this and we see the record there. There, that's Sally's record right there. Alright, so let me show you guys this. Let me show you this transcript. Then I will uncheck this so that we can add it to database. Okay, now we can then add it to database. Alright, well, first thing first, let me show you the lines of code for the transcript. Okay, let's double click on the transcript, and right there, here are the lines of code for the transcript. I just had to speed that up because of time. There, it's very simple. So have a look at that. All you need to do is call the object and append, then enter whatever you want to enter. Okay, I have some lines here. Let me just increase those lines right there. Just do the same thing here. Okay, and here I have a tab, and I add the name of the object that I intend to call. There, that's it. That's all about the transcript. Now there's something I need to show to you guys right up here before I call it the end of this program. Is it right up here? If you look at this, select from student order by descending order. I've now added an ID to my database. So let me show you guys the database right here. Let's open up the database. Students. There we go. There we go. Now select that and let's go to modify. Inside modify, I've added an ID, student ID. And that very student ID is now my primary key. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's what you guys can take care of. All you just need to do is add a new field. ID is IDD. There we go. Okay, you can always just select and just move up. Okay, move field up. That was what I did there. So I'm going to delete that. Yeah. Okay, that's easy. So that's it's now my primary key. Okay, so let's go back to my program. So I just minimize this. Alright, if I run the program, this is what you guys will see. Right there, you can see my table is actually in descending order. Okay, and if I decide to take that out, let's assume I come in here and get rid of these. Let's just enter that and comment this out. Run it again. This is what you guys will see. Let's see. There we go. You can see it is now in ascending order. Okay, not in descending order, ascending order. Alright, so one more thing to do is just to take care of these. Delete. So let's take care of the delete. Yeah. Then we'll run the program. Come right in here, double click on delete. Alright, these are the lines of code for delete. A variable was declared and this variable is assigned the data type of an integer, and in there I then assign my data review. Okay, and then the SQL command is delete from the student, and whatever is deleted from the student, we then check the ID. Okay, if the ID actually match this, then the system will get it executed, and that's all there is to it. Then we then call the form to activate. That means just refresh. and that's all there is to it. So let's try it out now. So I'm going to run it, enter some data into it before we try out the delete. There, let's enter some data here. So the student ID is going to be S whatever, that's the student ID. Then we select course code. Student name, let's say it's Felix. Felix Wale. Alright, he's a male student and age is 21. Address number 13, daily close. Right, postcode, mobile number, and what about, okay, that's it. And there, so all we just need to do is click on student, and right there guys, okay, there we go. Alright, we can publish it here, the transcript. Okay, this seems to be too, we may have to delete some of those. And right in here, let me show you the database. There we go guys, look at that, look at that. That is beautiful. That's Felix details there. You see that guys? Exactly what's on the screen here is right here. Right. Okay, that's fine. So let's try out our delete. Let's look for whatever name to get rid of here. Okay, supposing I want to get rid of, yeah, let's get rid of Sally right there and come to delete right here. Let's click on delete, and right there guys, let's see, there we go, Sally is out of the scene, you can see. Okay, now let's check the database to verify if Sally is still there. So come right there and let's come in here, file, and right there select the data, browse data, and there, yeah, there we go, Sally is gone. We have Felix in the house and Sally is gone. Alright, and try and join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefit to be gained if you're a member of this channel. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. Please subscribe and like. You guys have a nice day now. Bye for now.